So I thought I'd celebrate a little thankfulness. It's Thanksgiving, and as a nerd, I'm thankful for something. The number one thing I'm thankful for, the USB-C drive. Is anybody else thankful? Thank God we have a drive that goes in either way. No, for years I hated the old USB drive that you got to shove it in. This is what would happen. You got to put it in and it doesn't work. So what do? You turn it the other way and it doesn't work. So what do? You turn it the other way and it doesn't work. So what do? You turn it the other way. It doesn't work. You turn it the other way and it doesn't work. You turn it the other way. It doesn't work. You turn it the other way and it doesn't work. So you turn it the other way. It doesn't work. So you turn it the other way and now it fits. What the hell was that about? Right, there was only two ways it could go in, but it was always upside down. I studied it. I actually did a study. I studied it. It is upside down 78.2% of the time. It is correct 3.6% of the time. And it's upside down either way 18.2%. So I am thankful for the USB-C drive. Now it goes in. There's only one way.
Hey there, and welcome to Comedy in Place, the comedy show that comes to you from my office right here in my home in Southern California. I am your host, Don McMillan. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you're doing well. And you have come on a very special day. This is the 100th episode. Yes, this is the 100th episode. I can't believe it. If you had told me back on March 25th, 2020, when I did the first of these, that I would do 100, I would never believe it. It was unfathomable. We were just living day to day. And now that we're 100, I actually look pretty good, I think. I look back at those old videos, and I did not look good. I did not. Look at my hair's all over the place. My skin was not. I got a better camera, but still, my skin didn't look good. And I was scared. By now, I would have thought I looked like, well, Larry King, yeah, or Gollum, either way. But I know I actually look pretty good. I've done, and I think it's because us engineers, we're used to this social distancing thing. We've done it our whole life. I mean, I don't normally get within 6 feet of anybody, and this is actually in a lot of ways an improvement. There were a lot of girls when I was single that wouldn't get within 10 feet of me. I'm 4 feet better when you think of it that way. But I hope you're doing well. I hope I provided some laughs over the last 100 episodes. And today I'm going to celebrate that. I'm thankful that I got to be able to do this. I'm thankful that you were out there laughing. I've got a lot of great notes. So since it's Thanksgiving week, I'm just going to celebrate and be thankful that I got to do 100 episodes by looking back on my favorite parts of the show, about the highlights from the first 100 episodes. And I thought I'd start with what else but the first one. Here it is. This is the premiere episode back on March 25th, 2020. This is what it looked like. Roll the tape.
Hey there, I am Don McMillan, and welcome to the first episode of Comedy in Place, the actual comedy show from my office, sheltered in place in my office here in my home. You see the TARDIS behind me. I used to be able to travel anywhere in space and time, but not now that I'm sheltered in place, so the TARDIS is parked for now. Anyway, I hope you're all well and being safe, and we'll get through this, but we need to keep laughing. That's what I'm really saying. And we all need to keep doing what we love, and I love performing. I love telling jokes, writing jokes, and I can't get to comedy clubs. I can't get to corporate shows, so I'm going to try to post every day. And we also got to take advantage of this time to do things we've been meaning to do, because believe me, we have time now. If you're like me, I have lots of time. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm going through my old notebooks. I've wanted to do this for years. I dug up a lot of my old notebooks. This one's from like the 90s. This one, I swear to God, this book right here, this is a notebook that I wrote in the 80s. There's my handwriting from the 80s. There's Ronald Reagan jokes in here. Ronald Reagan jokes. I don't know that they were funny then, but they're really not funny now, especially if you don't know Ronald Reagan. I won't share those with you.
Wow, I did not look good in that tape. What color was my skin there? It was kind of like an orange yellow. It didn't look healthy at all. I've improved my lighting, I know, and I edited a little bit better, but that wasn't good. That was not good, but I hope you enjoyed that. One of my favorite things that I did, especially in the first 10 or 20 episodes, was look through my old books and found jokes that I never really got a chance to develop, and I tried to revive them and make them funny again. And some of them worked, some of them didn't. This was one of my favorite ones from one of the very early episodes where I found a book that predicted amazingly the future of what we're living through today. And I thought I'd share that with you now. This is a book I found, and really, it's amazing how this really describes how life is in the COVID world. Take a look.
I've been researching, I've been through my notebooks looking for old jokes or jokes I can reuse. And this is actually a book I found in my research. And this book had some really incredible information. I'll show you the title of the book later. Tell me this doesn't apply today. And this is from 1996, by the way. And this tell you how to behave in public. In 96, they were saying this. Stay at home unless absolutely necessary, right? Keep 6 feet from others. 6 feet from others. Sound familiar? Avoid physical greetings like handshaking, hugs, and kisses. Use tap and pay instead of cash. That's a really good idea. Travel at quiet times. Avoid crowds. Always wash your hands really well for at least 20 seconds, right? Then at work, this is how you should behave at work. Stop shaking hands, right? Hold meetings in video conferencing or by phone call. Or in fact, don't even hold meetings at all. You don't need meetings. Come on. Provide alcohol-based hand sanitizer for everybody in the office and use it all the time. And then this is a great one, this last one. Eat lunch at your desk or outside rather in the lunchroom. And you think, what is this book on? Social distancing from 1996? Are we getting prepared? No. This actually is a book. I'll show you the title right now. Let's see if I can flip it around. There we go. It is the Social Life of Engineers. Yeah. This was published in 1996 as the 6th edition came out. And social distancing, this is how engineers have behaved for years and years. So this is nothing new to us. You guys are all just acting like engineers now and being safe. And we've been doing it for years. It's not so bad. So Social Life of Engineering. You can pick up your copy.
By the way, do not go looking for that book, The Social Life of Engineers. It doesn't really exist. I completely made it up. You could tell because of the author's name, Bob Schmernick. Whenever I use any kind of fake name, it's a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, it's always Bob Schmernick. Dr. Bob Schmernick, Bob Schmernick Esquire. It's always Bob Schmernick. It's my favorite name to use. It's just a funny name. I have never met anybody named Bob Schmernick. If your name is Bob Schmernick, I apologize. But from now on, if you hear me use the name Bob Schmernick, it's totally made up by me. So I hope you enjoyed that. The other thing I love to do is to play different kinds of engineers because people think engineers are this monolithic group that we're all the same. We're not. Electrical engineers are different than mechanical engineers, are different than software engineers, are different than quality engineers, are different than industrial engineers because we don't even know what those are. We don't even know what an industrial engineer is, but they're good with their hands. That's all we know. One of my favorite shows was called Engineers Are Talking, where I asked 5 different engineers, all played by me, by the way. I know I'm such a good actor, it's hard to tell, but they're all me. They're all me. I asked them to finish famous sayings. I started the saying and I asked them to finish in their own way. And it was one of my favorite shows. I got great reviews and results and feedback from you guys. So I thought I'd share. This is a clip where I asked engineers of all types to finish famous sayings called Engineers Are Talking. Take a look. Let's meet our panel of 5 engineers who have joined us on the show today. Our first engineer is a civil engineer. He heads up his company's quality and safety teams. Let's say hi to Chuck. Welcome to the show, Chuck.
Hi, Don. Thanks for having me. Really excited to be here.
Our next guest is a network engineer and IT specialist. He takes care of an entire network at a large corporation. Please say hello to Bruce.
Hey, what's up? You guys got any more Mountain Dew? I couldn't find any more.
Our next panelist was the president of both his chemistry and physics clubs in high school. He went on to become a semiconductor process engineer. I'm talking about Andy.
Present.
Andy is definitely here. Well, this is the age of big data, so our next panelist started out as an actuary, became a data scientist, is now a data engineering analyst. Say hello to Kurt. Kurt is a man of very few words. And our last guest, he has been at IBM for 35 years. He doesn't remember what he studied in college, but he's been doing the same thing in IBM for 35 years. Please say hello to Larry. Hi, Larry.
Oh, yeah. Hey, is this going to take long? Because I got a lot of work to do.
We're going to start with our safety expert. We're going to start with Chuck. Chuck, finish this famous saying. If it ain't broke,
I'll find something wrong with it.
Okay, let's go to Larry. If it ain't broke...
Oh, it will be, and then they'll call me, and then I'll have more work to do.
All that glitters
Clearly has variable refractive properties.
All that glitters?
Probably been to a strip club.
The more things change,
The greater the entropy.
the more things change.
Oh, I don't really like change.
If at first you don't succeed.
There's always Rev 2.
If at first you don't succeed. Oh, boo-hoo, oh, grow up. I got a lot of work to do. Come on. If you build it,
You're going to have to deal with OSHA and the EPA and all kinds of local ordinances and all kinds of protesters, and it's really not worth it. It's not like it was in the old days.
All work and no play.
Pretty much describes my job.
Ah, sucks.
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, and that's our bell, which means our time is up. I'm not sure who my favorite engineer was, but I think it was probably Bruce, just because I loved eating constantly, and and Bruce knows who he is. He's one of the engineers I used to work for, and Bruce, that was said from a very loving place. I love you, Bruce. I love you. The other thing I got to do during this whole quarantine comedy in place bit was look back at a lot of my old videos, and this was probably the furthest back I found. This was from a thing I did for Apple, hired me to do demos for QuickTime when it first came out. And this was a little 30-second clip. It's simply called Mac Aerobics, where you can get a workout with your Mac just by doing some of the commands. So here we go. This is one of my favorite clips from when I was young. Please enjoy Mac Aerobics.
Now it's time for a little fitness break. Come on, all you sleepy computer heads, get out of those chairs. Let's do a little Mac aerobics. You ready? Come on, join us. And up, and point, click, and drag. Point, click, and drag. That's it. Point, click, and drag. Point, click, and drag. And open that window, close that window. Open that window, close that window. Come on, breathe in, breathe out. Open that window, close that window. And let's do the command exercises now. You ready? Everybody. Command X. Command Y. Make it burn. Command X. And Command Option X. That's it. Command Option Y. Woo, yeah, that feels good. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake out that carpal tunnel. Woo, woo. Well, join us next week when we do floppy disk inserts.
Now, the most amazing thing about that clip right there is even today, 27 years after I made that demo for Apple, there are still people coming up to me going, "Hey man, you're the QuickTime guy, yeah? I remember." 27 years later, they're going, "Yeah, I remember you. Point, click, and drag. Point, click, and drag. That was great. And that was great. Today." And by the way, as a man, a male of the species, you never want to be known as the QuickTime guy. That is not a good moniker, okay? That is not a good, but I appreciate you remembering me and laughing. So thank you very much. In fact, thank you for all the support over 100 episodes. Really, people have sent me great notes. You've been out there laughing. I can't always hear you, but I know you're out there, so thank you. I hope I've provided some levity and some break from all the stress in the world. And I'm going to keep doing it. We have more episodes coming up. This is not the end, but I thought I would end today's with one of my favorite clips that a fan, because I wouldn't do this without the fans, sent me, and I had no idea that I was not just big with humans. No, I apparently am the #1 cat comedian. Cats love me. They dig me. They love PowerPoint. Who knew cats love PowerPoint? So here's your final clip in front of a live studio audience and one cat. The #1 cat comedian, Don McMillan. Thank you again. Keep laughing. Here comes your video.
It takes three things to be a nerd. You have to be smart, socially awkward, and obsessed. All three of those things, and you are, in fact, a nerd. Geeks, on the other hand, they really are just smart and obsessed, because they're like into comic books, comic book geeks, Star Trek geeks. They get dressed up, they do cosplay, they go out and they intermingle. Not nerds. We stay at home and don't do anything. We text and email. That's about it. Now, if you're smart and socially awkward, you're a dork. And nobody wants to be a dork. So if you're a dork, you just get obsessed and you move into the nerd region. That's smart. And if you're socially awkward and obsessed, you're a stalker. What's amazing is how close those four things are, really. It's a short walk between these.